watch out, cause I'm here now and I'm staying. Claws out, this the fight that I've been craving. I know there's something inside of me, but it's been masked by fear and anxiety. But no more, I'ma break out of the chains. Let's go! I'm waking up, this ain't enough. All of my dreams were starting to rust, but I believe that I can adjust. Positive thoughts, I'm starting to trust. Nothing's deserved unless you work. Something of worth requires an urge. I have been hurt by those at their worst, but that gave me will, some power, a surge.
And they know that I won't surrender, so they fear me as a contender. When I fight, they always remember, yeah. I will be known, I won't let go. I will not stop, I will be great. I will be known, I won't let go. I will not stop, I will be great. We came here to conquer, like we're monsters. We can last much longer, we do this for honor. We came here to conquer, like we're monsters. And we can last much longer, we do this for honor.
I am a hunter, I've been filled with demons and hunger. I am the thunder, I command the masses in numbers. Look at the fear in their eyes, this is what happens when you are surprised. It's time to meet your demise, just call me Zeus and look to the sky. Everything's amplified, no they cannot deny, I will be rectified. If you dissect me, find scar tissue left behind, injuries that define me to my core. They'll hear me roar like never before, the pain I absorbed is feeding my core. I'm hard to ignore, I'll beat down your door. If you wanted war, well then you got war.
What is going on, everyone, and welcome to the third episode of the Around the Valley podcast. I got my co-host in here, Nick Shift and YTC. What's going on, everybody?
Yo.
All right, so before we get into it, real quick, I was gonna say this like towards the end or whatever, but everyone, congratulate Mr. YTC for getting 4,000 subscribers the other day. So everyone,
Thank you
on that.
Yes.
Yep. Road to 5K for him now. But get into these topics. So, hold on, let me get my computer. All right, so please load. All right, thank you. All right, so the Cardinals traded Isaiah Simmons to the New York Giants. Obviously, we got Giants and Cardinals fan in here. So, YTC, since you're the one that got him, I'll let you go first. Isaiah Simmons to your Giants for a 7th round pick in next year's draft. Thoughts on that?
Well, you already know. I like the upside this kid already has. Obviously, things didn't work out in Arizona for obvious reasons, and I think we can fit him in our system because after what I saw in that preseason game last week, we were lining him up at pass rusher. We lined him up at the middle. Like, we put him all over the front seven. To me, he's practically like our discount poor version of Micah Parsons, if you really think of it. Because Micah Parsons was the same way when he came out the draft. He was listed as middle linebacker, but once the Cowboys found he had pass rusher capabilities, they lined him up on the edge side as well. So that's why I want to use Isaiah Simmons. I don't think, coverage should be really an issue because we have Bobby Okereke anchoring him. I feel like we could drop Okereke more and then just use Simmons more as a blitzer, which plays to his strengths and also help against the run. That's how I'd utilize him.
So, obviously, when he first got traded, I, like, for a split second, I was like, okay, what are we doing? Because we only got a 7th round pick. But then, like, right after that, I realized, okay, he kind of busted on our team. He wasn't really we took him 8th overall. Dude tried playing at linebacker. He came into the league as a linebacker. It didn't really work out that well. They tried moving him to safety. He was getting blown by practice squad receivers in the preseason. So probably a change of scenery is probably the best for him at this point. I mean, Giants have a good defense around him, so I could see him maybe, being productive there. But as for our team goes, with or without him, he wasn't really going to impact our team in a good way either way. I mean, this season we're looking at being one of the worst teams in the league. So trading Simmons to the Giants, I feel like we could have tried to get a little bit more in the trade. 7th round pick for next year. I mean, that sounds like pretty much nothing. But at the end of the day, if he doesn't suit out in New York, at the end of the day, it is what it is. But as of right now, I'm going to stand by what I said. The dude was a bust, and I still think he is. The Giants do have a good chance to turn him around, but we'll see what happens. But Randy, thoughts on this division rival getting Isaiah Simmons?
Well, I remember when he first came out and someone posed the question to him when he was a rookie before he got drafted by y'all. He was like, they were like, what are you going to do to this league? He's like, he named off 2 players. He said Kelsey and Kittle. And he's like, I'm made to stop those guys. And then he came into the league. And like you said, right off the hoop, it seemed like he was always against it. Always seemed to be having troubles being fitting in with the linebacker course. So like you said, okay, they came in with the new thought. Okay, let's move into like a hybrid safety type deal, right? Where you can play the middle of the field, but then still have the ability to come down on running backs and be able to tackle them. I saw the videos. He was getting burned by dudes that weren't even going to make your squad. So it was like, oh, that's not going to work. But the trade, even though you're calling it a bust, I actually do feel like he will potentially succeed in Wink Martindale's defense just because of the style that Wink plays. And like YTC said, he doesn't have to come in right away and be the guy. You already got Bobby Okuriki there, so he can basically, in a sense, mentor him a little bit. You got some dudes on the squad now this year that are on the Giants, so this is like a sneaky pickup. And like you said, Arizona, you're like a 7th. That's like, Trey Lance got a 4.
That's crazy for a quarterback. Yeah.
Yeah. But it's like nothing but like we have like, there's like barely anything out there when it came to like college tape and plus his pro tape for Trey Lance. And he still was rewarded a higher pick versus somebody who's been in the league and has traits that can succeed. But I think at times was being overexposed with the Cardinals because of the lack of talent around him. But that's just personally.
Fair analogy at the end.
But I think with the Giants, there comes like a better coaching style. You guys have a system. You guys know what's going on. I hate to say it, but Arizona, like, it's always something going on with Arizona.
Yeah.
Like the football team. So, maybe there's a lot put on the shoulders. Maybe he took the leadership role too early in his career, or maybe he is just straight up, like you said, an 8th overall bust. But only time will tell. But as an Eagle fan, it was a sneaky good pickup by them because, I like the kid. I like his upside. But I guess only time will tell.
Yeah, which is why we got him. He's good against the run too. So we also, wanted someone that can help stop the run, which is why we picked up Okiriki, who had 150 tackles when he moved to middle linebacker and went on the Colts. And also why we signed a bunch of defensive tackle depth, because when Leonard Williams got hurt, we weren't stopped. We were a turnstile on the defense outside of Dexter Lawrence. They were just running. When we played teams like Detroit, Philadelphia, of course, they just ran the ball and had their way. Even Washington had their way with Brian Robinson. We couldn't stop a nosebleed in that game. It was just only the play calling that, got us the advantage over them. But after that, really, we couldn't stop the run, which is why we got a bunch of, run stoppers this past offseason to help the front 7.
Yeah.
Yep. And speaking of Trey Lance, I was actually going to get to that next. So Trey Lance traded to the Dallas Cowboys for a 4th-round pick. Now, if you guys saw my video, you guys already saw my reaction to it. But obviously the one I'll give pretty soon, it will be a professional thought. So YTC, Trey Lance traded to you and Randy's division rival, the Cowgirls. So what are your thoughts on that?
Man, this is really dumb from both ends, in my opinion. Because from the 49ers perspective, right? Let's go with them first. You picked this kid number 3. You gave up all these assets that Miami looks like they hit on, in the last draft. And now you just gave up after him 2 years. I get he was hurt and all, but you could have at least waited for his rookie contract to play out. You could have given him his 5th and then maybe extend time to trade him, get more trade value instead of a 4th-round pick. You probably could have gotten much more, even if you wanted to move on from him. You could have just waited for more time and for him, to increase his trade capital when he played on the field. If you had 2 quarterbacks, it would have been more beneficial for them. They could have gotten at least a 2nd if he would have really looked good under the 49ers this upcoming year, hypothetically. They would have gotten more. But either way, I think Kyle, had buyer's remorse, after he saw he didn't fit his system anymore because Brock Purdy came out and panned out. And basically, I think Kyle had an epiphany that, Trey doesn't run the offense like I want to run it. So that's why they decided Brock Purdy, and he feels that if Brock Purdy succeeds, people are just going to instantly forget about Trey Lance and all the capital they gave up, to thinking Trey Lance was the next guy up. So it's not going to – it all falls to Brock Purdy to make, Kyle look like a genius. Or if Kyle falls flat on his face, then Kyle will look like an idiot for trading him away. As for the Cowboys, right? From the Cowboys' perspective, now you gave Dak more. Dak wants a contract. Obviously, he wants a second year contract because he wants his third contract. He wants to run 40 to 50 mil. The way it's looking around with the new market. And if you don't show up, Dak, you have Trey Lance in the back part because I heard there was an article that said Jerry wanted Jalen Hurts years back as well.
Yeah,
I'm like, come on now, you don't believe in your own quarterback? I know, because you can tell by then he didn't want to pay Dak in that second contract. He did not want to pay Dak after what I heard. But since you guys were picking ahead, things didn't fall into place, and he paid Dak Prescott basically. So I think Jerry's done for having buyer's remorse and this and that when he could have just done his due diligence and traded up if he really believed in a guy like Jalen Hurts. It's just stupid from their end.
Yeah. So when the trade happened, I on the Niners end when they traded him, obviously I took my time to laugh at them because you drafted this guy third overall. You not only drafted him third overall, you traded so much. You traded so much to Miami just to get him, and those picks that you gave Miami turned into Tyreek Hill, Jalen Waddle, and Bradley Chubb. And you drafted Trey Lance third overall with the one pick that you got, and he only played I think it was 4 games with the Niners. And yes, yeah, while he was injured. So at the end of the day, you did give up on Kyle gave up on him way too early, and he kind of contradicted himself too. Because I remember when they first drafted him, they said, "Oh yeah, Trey Lance is the future. He's going to be the future of this franchise, this and that." 2 years later, he's gone for basically nothing. And for the Cowboys, them getting Trey Lance, see, that tells me that they clearly don't believe in Dak Prescott. So obviously this move right here, kind of questionable if you're a Cowboys fan, but I mean, at the end of the day, Dak Prescott is trying to get paid again. So I can understand getting him in case they don't pay him. He goes somewhere else and they need, a backup plan like Trey Lance. So in some ways I can understand the Cowboys getting him, but majority of ways I don't. But as for the Niners go, and you have to realize coming into this season, you have one of the worst quarterback questions this season out of any team. I mean, if Brock Purdy gets injured again in that same shoulder or elbow or whatever, you have to rely on Sam Darnold. So Brock Purdy goes down, your season is basically over, unless your defense could do what they did last year and take over this and that. But
didn't help him in the divisional game.
Yeah, it would help, but at the same time, it's I feel like they should have given him at least maybe 2 more years. But I don't know. That's what I think. Randy, what do you think?
Yeah, I mean, you both said everything that was needed to be said. The only thing I wanted to add was when they interviewed Dak about getting Trey Lance, you could tell by Dak's demeanor. You could tell by how quickly he answered it, and you could tell how while he was answering it, he was looking people in his eyes like, no one called me. No one told me what was going on. He's like, as far as I know, I'm still the quarterback of this franchise. He's like, I'm Dak Prescott. He was just I think he felt slighted a little bit by this. I think he's now he understands that the writing is on the wall. He knew before that he could all beat his backup, no problem. But now with Trey Lance in, a lot of question marks, but the upside is apparently through the roof. He's like, oh shit, now I have to play good. Now I have to make passes. Now I have to do X, Y, and Z. And we got to remember too, the guy came off, playing the shortest amount of playing time with his injury, but putting up the most interceptions last year. Does this now even maybe play a little bit of a factor in the back of his mind when he's dropping back and he's, forcing one into coverage or whatnot, and it gets picked off or gets tipped and so on and so forth. So I like YTC said, I don't know, this spells, and you as well, Arizona, this spells.
Yeah. This spells like him saying, replacement. And this also means think of, you're stuck in, quicksand, right?
Yeah.
The more you panic, the more you try to resist, the more further you'll sink. That's what's going to happen to Dak if it lets it get to his head and he starts making mistakes because of it, and it'll be the reason why he'll get booted out of Dallas. That exact analogy right there.
Yeah, exactly. So for me, man, it's just another added distraction, but that's a typical Jerry move. In Jerry's world, everything's got to be out of pocket. So, but screw the Cowboys. I mean, it's just like.
All right, so before we get to the actual topic of the show, let's talk about our teams in the final preseason week. So I'll start with Randy. Eagles Colts 27-13. I was at a restaurant. I actually saw Richardson play for a little bit. So so how did your Eagles do? Did you guys make any cuts yet? And what do you think about the preseason for your team?
I'll answer quick. Yeah, we've already cut our roster down to 70 now. So as of tomorrow, we just got to cut 17 guys. But now with breaking news, Derek Barnett apparently going to his agent Drew Rosenhaus and requesting a trade. That might open up a roster spot for something that maybe a player was on the bubble. So this is that part's interesting as well. But for this game, Richardson played the whole first half. And I think he was 6. I think he completed 6 of 18 or something like that. But the 6 passes that he did complete, I mean, were like,
yep.
This guy's got wheels. This guy's got ability to get out of the pocket. This guy, hopefully, barring any injuries, this guy has a very high ceiling. I can see why they went after him. After that, they put in what's his name there from Texas? Can't remember his name right now.
Ellinger.
Yeah, Sam Ellinger, the white boy. They put him in, and he didn't play too bad. He wasn't great, but he didn't play too bad. As for my team, Jake Elliott hit 2 long field goals, 50 plus. So that was nice. I think one was a 53 and one was a 56. So that was nice to see that he's got the range, and he was pretty accurate when he came to being close down the middle. So that was nice. One player that stood out for me that I was really hoping that probably would have made the squad, but I'm almost certain he's not now, was Joseph Nagata, the kid out of Clemson. He had a fumble. He had a nice pass from the backup there. What the hell is his name? Escaped me all of a sudden. Jesus.
Backup for
us, the Eagles.
Quarterback?
Yeah, the young kid. Why the hell? From
McKee.
Stanford.
Tanner McKee.
Yeah, Tanner McKee. He had a nice pass from Tanner McKee, and a defender came from behind and hit him. And then as he was turning, somebody came in and hit the ball, but he didn't have good ball placement, and he fumbled the ball. So I think that was kind of like a deciding factor on him, because everything else during this preseason worked. But for me, the biggest standout was my boy, the guy that I wanted the Eagles to go after all along, which was Sidney Brown. We needed help at the safety position. He allowed 1 catch on 76 snaps throughout the whole entire preseason. He had I think he had over almost 20 something tackles during the 3 preseason games, and had a coverage rating of just under 39%. So I'm really excited about this kid. I really hope that he makes the squad, and becomes a big time factor for us. So.
Yep. Big year coming.
Mariota cannot play football. That guy needs to go. And I know he's going to make the squad because we need to back up, and we guaranteed him $5 million. But fuck.
And Jalen Hurts will stay healthy. Don't worry. All right. But
praise the Lord.
Yeah, we'll see. But YTC.
Yep.
Jets and Giants, 32-24. Rodgers actually played. So how did the Giants do against the Jets in their last preseason game?
I already know they were glazing off that 1 touchdown Rodgers had to Garrett Wilson against the third stringer. So, besides that, our defense continuously got pressure on Rodgers. It was crazy. We got 2 3-and-outs on Rodgers. Simmons almost had a missed sack, but it was one of the plays that led to the 3-and-out. And then you had just 0 blitzes. It was hilarious to see us running the 0 blitzes with our backup defense, and their starting offensive line was folding, and Rodgers was being hurried out the pocket and making a lot of bad throws than what he normally does. So we were getting to Rodgers. That's the one thing I love to see. Our backups were getting to Rodgers against their starting line. When you have good depth that can get to the quarterback, even though they're not starters, that means if anyone goes down, it doesn't hurt the foundation of the defense. So we could still be just as effective with those guys. But God forbid they don't get hurt. That's the good thing about the defense from what I've seen. As for the offensive side, yeah, like Mariota, like you said, for Randy, yeah, Tyrod Taylor's, corn nuts at this point. Yeah, Tommy DeVito outplayed him, and I think DeVito should be the number 2 behind Jones, assuming if he doesn't get, he gets hurt. I think DeVito can step in and play that role. I'm good with Tommy DeVito as a backup, behind Jones. That's how I feel about it. As for the offensive line, God forbid any of these guys get hurt, because if Andrew Thomas, whoever we put at guard, Schmitz, Evan Neal get hurt, we're going to be paraplegic at offensive line, because they were just the backups were just letting DeVito and Tyrod get killed. They weren't having no time to throw. So God forbid one of those starters get hurt. So we got to go find someone on the waiver wire that's coming up this week, I think. Hopefully we can get a piece in that offensive line that can possibly be backup depth that we can rely on. That's the one thing I'm concerned about. But as for disappointing players that I felt had potential, that could have made the team because of it was Bryce Ford Wheaton, that wide receiver we got. Drafted. I thought he was going to make the roster, but he tore his ACL in that Bears game. Not the Bears game, no, the Jets. The Jets.
That sucked, man. That sucked. I was high on that kid for you guys.
Yeah, I thought the kid would have made the 53 because, we had one. I didn't know if Wanda was going to play, Shepard was going to play. He might have seen some action in the first couple of weeks of the year to prove himself that, he could belong on the team. But I do think he'll have a shot next year. I think he might make the practice squad next year and work his way up maybe. I could see him making the squad again. I really, was high on Bryce Ford Wheaton. But, injuries happen. Availability is the best ability. So hopefully we don't cut our ties with him because of it. So, yeah. And as for, coaching, obviously, this – fluent from both sides, it's still as effective. The play calling was better. Obviously, we didn't have the personnel to execute the play calling from what I've seen. But, it's going to be promising once we have our starters out there. But, we finished 1-2, so thank God we didn't get the perfect record curse of going 3-0. So I'll take it, to be honest. So, and I'm ready to move on for week 1. I'm ready for week 1.
Yeah. Wish I could say the same. All right, so – speaking of 3-0 preseasons, thank God my team avoided it last week because my team barely won against the Minnesota Vikings 18-17. Now, so obviously Colt McCoy didn't play, and a day later we ended up cutting him, or a couple days later we ended up cutting him. So he's no longer on our team. So we started Clayton Tune. And for the most part, the offense was actually moving the ball pretty well. He was 9 for 12, 85 yards. So obviously the offensive line on the first drive was horrendous. We started the ball at like our own 10, 15-yard line. And the dude got sacked on third down. We had to, punt the ball, etc. But for the most part, I liked how Clayton Tune played. But obviously this move that we made, we got Josh Dobbs. We don't know who the hell is going to start week 1 because Jonathan Gannon still hasn't made a decision yet. So I'm sure he's going to take these next couple weeks to decide who the starter is going to be. But Dobbs didn't play in preseason for us. And obviously we cut Colt McCoy. So the only quarterbacks we have right now are Clayton Tune, Josh Dobbs, and David Blau. And Kyrie is on the PUP list, so he's not going to be playing for at least the first 4 weeks. So he's going to be out for the first part of the season. As for the defense goes, they started off terrible. They gave up, I think, 14 in the first quarter. And then we put our third stringers in the game, and they played better than our second stringers. So I know it's like kind of weird. So they were able to keep the Vikings in check, especially in the second half. They didn't allow a score at all in the second half. So there's still some cuts to be made. But as far as coaching goes, I don't know what it is about Jonathan Gannon, but first half, his game plan is terrible. Second half, he cleans it all the way up. So I don't get, it was like that for the first, or at least the 2 games that we won in preseason. But I just something about Jonathan Gannon that makes
17 weeks that we had that.
Like something about his game plan just makes me wonder, like, is he really gonna, because there's gonna be teams that start off hot against us to the point to where you're not gonna be able, no matter the second half adjustments you make, it doesn't matter. You're not gonna be able to like come back and actually that's how it is. As far as my team goes, there's still cuts to be made. only cuts we really made that actually matter was Colt McCoy. So we still have a lot of cuts to do. But for the most part, I liked what we saw in the preseason. Obviously, and we're gonna save it for next episode. But next episode, we're gonna give a preview of our teams in week 1. So that's one of the topics we're gonna have. But overall, we went 2-1 in the preseason. We'll see who starts week 1 at quarterback. If Clayton Tune starts, I feel like we have a chance against Washington. But that's for another episode. So those are the NFL topics that we got. Now, we haven't really talked about baseball a lot on our show. And on what's up, Darren? This is YTC. This is Darren, by the way. He made a new channel, so shout out to him.
What's up, Darren?
This is so
I'll
Darren,
sub you up.
I know this is your first time on watching this, but this is a podcast where it's just me, Randy, and YTC. So I can't drop the link because this is our show. But maybe I'll bring you in as a guest, maybe in a couple episodes, because I know we play you guys week 2. So I may bring you in as a guest, maybe, but we'll see. But let me go ahead and MLB playoffs are around the corner. There's a lot of teams that can still get back in the wild card. I'll start with the American League since that's the first one that pops up. So how the hell are the Orioles in first? Look at this. They really have the first seed right now. Crazy. So
yeah, they just lost their closer, by the way, though. Batista, he's done for the season.
Yeah, so I'll just go through. So the teams that are in the playoffs right now in the American League, as of right now, the Orioles are in first, the Mariners are in second, the Twins are in third, the Tampa Bay Rays are in fourth place, first place for the wild card run, fifth place Texas Rangers, who have been terrible lately, and then sixth place you got the Houston Astros, and then I'll read the in the hunt teams. Randy, your team is barely out of the playoffs; they're in the hunt right now. And then you got the Red Sox behind you, the Angels somehow, some way they're still in the hunt. The Yankees are somehow, some way still in the hunt, and then you got the Guardians below the Yankees. So, let's see. I know both your teams are in the American League. So, Randy, what are your thoughts on this playoff race so far in the American League?
Well, this is very somber for me to say this, but last night we lost 2 players that this morning we eventually had to put on the 15-day DL. Our Gold Glove third baseman Matt Chapman, something to do with his middle finger, so he's done for the next 15 days. And then one of, if not the hottest bats in baseball before he got hurt and then came back, is Bo Bichette. He's out again with apparently right knee soreness. So it's like, again, it's the knee and the quad area again. So that's concerning as well. Maybe they rushed him back a little too quick. But on top of that, man, though, we got guys to call up. We still have good pitching. We still have a really solid bullpen. For us, it's just, Vladdy's not having a good year. He's just not hitting the ball the same. And that goes down to Elvis Martinez, our damn hitting coach, who the fucking guy trusts an iPad more than what he trusts his goddamn eyes. Like, I don't know how many times I see our guys going in the goddamn dugout and they grab an iPad. Like, fuck the iPad. Like, yeah. Fuck. Like, this guy was almost close to being an MVP 2 years ago, Vladdy. He was hitting almost 35 home runs and had 130 some odd freaking RBIs. Like, he was batting 332 or something like that. Like, where was that? Why? Because you slowly took these guys' game out of it, and you're now making it all about this fucking iPad and them watching that. It's like, no, where was the iPad 10 years ago when it came to hitting? No, so like, fuck off. But it came down to like a toughness of the schedule. We were playing teams that we should have won, like the Cleveland Guardians. We should have beat them this weekend, and we didn't. They put a 10 spot up on us yesterday, and we lost in extras. So right now, our next 12 games are probably the most crucial 12 games I say in our remaining schedule. And I think that the Blue Jays need at least 91 wins to get into the playoffs. And right now, as I said, that's pretty much a really tall tale. But the next 12 games go as follow. We got 3 versus the Washington Nationals. Then we got 3 versus the Cardinals, or sorry, the Colorado Rockies, sorry. And then we got 3 against the Oakland A's, and then we got 3 against the 4 against, 3 against the Kansas City Chiefs before we play the Texas Rangers, and they always play us tough, and they might start getting hot. Who knows?
I mean, it looks easy, but can your team, actually live up to it?
That's what I'm saying. This is the big 12-game stretch. I almost say they would have to almost go 10-2 in order to potentially have a shot. Yeah, right now we're 70. I think we're 71, or no, we're 70 and 61. So
yeah. So I'm gonna pop up the standings right here. So you guys are currently 3rd in your division, 71 and 60.
Oh, 71 and 60. So the other way around. Yeah.
Yeah. So YTC, I don't know if you've been watching your Yankees lately. I mean, if you're not, I get why.
I've kept track, but I didn't put too much emphasis on it. But as for the Yankees,
yeah. So they're 52 and 68. They're 2-8 in their last 10 games, and right now they're a few spots out of the playoffs right now in the hunt. So
I mean, we're going to need a miracle. But look at the schedule. It's winnable on paper, but I worry more about the team than the teams we're actually playing, because I think we were bottom, and on base percentage without Aaron Judge. Even with Aaron Judge back, it hasn't gone up that much. We don't know how to get on base. We're too analytic driven with Aaron Boone and fucking Brian Cashman stuck up their asses. We rely too much on analytics instead of fundamental baseball and knowing how to get sacrifice hits or get contact so we can get guys to score at home and learn how to use outs properly in strategic ways. That's the one thing I hate about my team right now. And then obviously the players themselves. It seems like nobody wants to play with heart. They're just more concerned about, getting paid their money and not actually going to play out with pride on the field. They're too money driven. And that's why I want to, if your name is not Garrett Cole, or if your name's not Aaron Judge, I think we should just, get rid of everyone and start fresh and build around those two. Because you can't do any worse, because it's no excuse. We went to the Final Four, the championship round, and then we lost to Houston. We're not going to get over that, we don't get a good team around to compete with that team. And then after that, we went on a slump afterwards, And now we're below 500, 6 games below 500. When 2 months ago, we're like, 20 games or 15 games above 500. I thought we turned a new leaf, but it seems like, they got their head back up their asses. And, now they don't know how to get out of it now. Now they're stuck in a hole that they can't climb out, because we have a couple of winnable games, but now this is the chance for them to build momentum and, finally put it together. But I don't think they will until they prove me otherwise. I don't expect to make the playoffs at this point, I think, at this point, we're more concerned about heading to the offseason and, with the Yankees and, making a decision if we're going to keep Aaron Boone or, Cashman or both, actually. I'm more concerned about that. And at this point, quite frankly, I'm more concerned about the Giants and Knicks at this point, even the Rangers. That's how much, little faith I have with the team right now until they show me anything.
I heard Jeter's a possible replacement for GM, though.
I mean, you can't do worse. You can't do worse than Aaron Boone, so that's not much of a standard to be better than.
Yeah, but the AL playoff race, I'm looking at it. I mean, Orioles and Mariners, they've been on fire lately, especially the Mariners. I mean, Minnesota, that's mainly because they play in the shit division.
Orioles, though, but yeah, that's what happens when you have a really good farm system and your players start coming up and playing out. That's how the Orioles are good.
Yeah, and then and I'm gonna get to my team in a little bit because I love our farm system. But and then in the wild card, I mean, Tampa Bay, they kind of slowed down a little bit, as I expected. I mean, teams that normally start off hot don't really end that well. The Rangers, they've been on a struggle lately, so I could see the Astros moving up eventually. And after Randy named his team schedule, I could see them going above the Rangers, maybe even. So I mean, we'll see what happens there. But as for the rest of these teams, I mean, the Red Sox, I mean, they're kind of a mid team. I don't know. Angels, Yankees, Guardians, I mean, they need a prayer. But Shohei Ohtani is injured. Mike Trout is injured per usual. So, I mean, as far as the Angels go, they should have just traded Shohei Ohtani. Now they're about to lose him for nothing. I don't know what's going on there. But at the end of the day, it is what it is. But National League. So, I don't know if you guys have been – I know you guys are American League guys, but I don't know if you've been looking at the National League. So, the first seed is, every single year it's a race
Atlanta.
between the Braves and Dodgers. It's always a race between them for first seed. Milwaukee's third because their division is kind of a little bit worse. Philly's got the first place in the wild card. The Cubs or tied with the Diamondbacks, second place in the wild card.
Yeah, what a turnaround with that team. But yeah,
they're in third right now. And then below the wild card, you got the Giants, Reds, Marlins, Nationals, who are above the Padres. Isn't that hilarious? Look at this.
Wow, the Padres.
Nationals are above the Padres. Who would have thought?
Wow.
Who would have fucking thought? But
wow, all that money.
Yeah, who would have fucking thought?
All that money for Soto and Machado, and look at that.
Yeah, and they're about to lose him too. So see how it goes there. But as far as my team goes, I'll go first. So the Diamondbacks, they came off the series win against Cincinnati, which was really, really key because the Reds, I think they're a game and a half below us in the wild card right now. So that series, we really needed to win. We beat them 3-1 in that series. They were able to keep De La Cruz in check. He only had one hit in that series, and it was a drag bunt. So that was the only hit that he had. You had guys like Corbin Carroll kind of reviving a little bit because before the Red series, he hadn't hit a home run since I think it was like late July. So it's good to see Corbin Carroll finally get back on track a little bit. Paul Sewald, I mean, besides the third game that we lost, boy, has he been a really good closing acquirement for the Diamondbacks? I mean, before him, you had guys like Miguel Castro, who we need to get off this team. That's pretty much the only reliever I'd say I want off this team drastically. Justin Martinez as well, who can pitch over 102. They sent him back to AAA Reno because he kind of blew the game away as well when the one game we lost to Cincinnati. But this upcoming schedule that we got, it's probably the toughest I've seen out of the Diamondbacks this season. So obviously we got the Dodgers starting today. I'm pretty sure it's if I had to guess, I think the Dodgers series is a 3-game series. So obviously we got the Dodgers after that, and then after them we have the Orioles. So 2 series that we need, and honestly, I'm just glad that we were able to pick up some momentum heading into this Dodgers series because I mean it's a good thing Zach Gallen's pitching today, so I'm confident we can at least win tonight. But it's a really good thing we were able to pick up momentum heading into these next 2 series because we're definitely going to need it because the Cubs are half a game above us. And the Phillies, I'm pretty sure they're only like 3 games ahead of us. So we can still catch up to first place on the wild card. I know for sure we're not going to win our division because I think the Dodgers are like 11 games ahead of us at this point. So right now all I'm focused on is getting that first place in the wild card. But if we get 5th or 6th in the wild card, I do want to play the Dodgers because they choke in the playoffs. So I'm okay with that too. So I don't know, Randy, if you've been paying attention to the National League playoff race, but if you do, what are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, just like you said about the Twins, the Milwaukee Brewers seem to find themselves in the spot where like they're always just a better team in a crappy division. The Phillies have been playing really good as of late. I guess, hitting themselves out of games, 10, 14 run games. Like you said, the Cubs have been playing themselves really nice. Out of nowhere too, especially like the resurgence of Cody Bellinger, it seems, and like Marcus Stroman seems to find himself a new groove. So it's just, yeah, man. And then you got your Diamondbacks here fighting it, and then when you go down below and see that the teams are remaining, it's not really, San Francisco, like you said, the Reds, yeah, other than Deli Cruz and like maybe Joey Votto and like can't remember the other guy that's on that team, but Marlins, and then the Washington Nationals, who we are playing, like I said, here in a 3-game series starting tonight, over the San Diego Padres. With
They're
all
above
that.
the Padres. Juan Soto, you still didn't want to take that $400 million from Washington,
right?
Well,
Especially
look
after winning a World Series.
Especially after
but yeah, man. Go ahead.
Oh, let's see.
But no,
So,
it's gonna be good. It's yeah. Like you
So-
said, you got some winnable games. You guys have built yourself a little cushion. You know what the Dodgers are. As long as you get into the dance, who knows?
Yeah. So hypothetically, if it were to end today, we'd be playing Milwaukee in a wild card round, and if we win, we would play the Dodgers. So that's the best
And
scenario.
I think you would probably beat Milwaukee, to be honest.
I feel like we could, but at the same time, Milwaukee, I think they're on like a 9-game win streak right now. So like they're killing it right now. And Atlanta would play the winner of Philly and Chicago. So I mean, we'll see how the playoff race goes. But I mean, I've never been hyped about the Diamondbacks since 2017. So I mean, this is like
yeah.
So I mean, like, and future for baseball is actually in Arizona is actually pretty good right now. But there's another topic I came across. I kind of want to talk about. I mean, I don't know if you guys have seen it. I'm pretty sure it came out like the other day or something like that. But Kevin Durant, Damian Lillard, and Devin Booker and a bunch of other guys have responded to a comment that a U.S. sprinter made. So Noah Lyles said that NBA champions aren't really world champions because the NBA is a national basketball association in the United States. So basically, according to him, they like NBA champions should not be deemed world champions. So I don't know if you guys have seen the clip of him like saying it, but Randy, I don't know if you've seen it, but if you have,
I haven't.
You have?
No, I haven't.
Okay. Yeah, he showed me this yesterday. By the way, I saw this thing. Yeah.
Yeah. So
hilarious.
Yeah. So he basically said that because he was comparing it to what was it?
Track and field in the Olympics.
Yeah, because I guess track and field is like
Olympics.
Like every year or whatever. And I guess this guy won it. And then he said NBA, the NBA shouldn't be deemed world champions because there's no teams like out in the US. So my thoughts on it, I guess, whoever's like, I didn't even know who this guy was until I came across the news. But it's like, I know. And it's like, dude, you represent the United States. It's like, what are you trying to start right here? Like, are you clout chasing or something? Because people from all over the world who play basketball, they go to the NBA just to be like, because that's where the best play. They play in the NBA. And the team that just won the NBA finals, the Denver Nuggets, they have like what, 2-3 guys that are foreign players on their team, including probably the best player in the NBA right now. So when he said that, I was like, I mean, technically players from other countries, they go to the NBA to play at the very best level. So it doesn't matter. So it doesn't matter if there's like not a team outside of the United States. You go to the NBA because that's the best level and you actually earned your spot there. It doesn't matter because the NBA is basketball in general is pretty much worldwide. So
yeah,
you have leagues that are in China, Germany, etc. And if they earn it, they go to the NBA. So when you win a championship, you're beating the best of the best, and you're the best team in the world. So that's at least what I think on it. But like I said, Randy, you haven't seen it, but basically, YTC, I don't know if you have thoughts on it, but basically that.
I don't have thoughts.
His name is Noah Lyles. Is that the guy? Is his name Noah Lyles?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, I gotta go check it out. I'll check it out and I'll make a comment next week for it.
But I mean, yeah, I literally just came across this actually the little while ago. But I mean, see, this is like,
I mean, for him to criticize like that, it's like, you're not just going against Americans, you're going against Canadians, you're going against European, you're going against people.
Yeah.
Like in a sense, it's almost like you are fighting or going up against
the best in the world. Yeah.
All Olympic style type of team or whatever else. No team is just all American and they win a no, it's not like that in any sport. Hell,
yeah, especially hockey and soccer.
Hockey.
Yeah, we get a lot of people from the Slavic countries and also up in Canada. We get them all over the world, for the NHL. For a lot of players coming in to winning a title together. And also with FIFA too. The MLS, for example, there's people that come from Europe and all other countries in the world that come to play for MLS teams. And also owners that are from Europe that own the teams too. So, for example, Atlanta United with Wayne Rooney, and he's from the UK. That's an example right there.
That's probably exactly it right there. What Juice said. He goes, Noah Lyles is probably just upset that track and field doesn't get much attention compared to baseball, basketball, soccer, and football. So he made a statement, so it drew attention to the team and quote unquote the brand.
Yeah. So I mean, you got and basketball. I mean, you got so many foreign players that go to.
Yeah.
So it is players from around the world. Yes, there's not a team outside of the United States for the NBA, but I mean, at the same time, we have 30 teams in the NBA already. So I mean, it's not like we need more.
Well, there's one in Canada.
Or yeah, one in Canada, excuse me. So and not just that, but I mean, as of right now, the NBA has been getting good at recruiting foreign players. You got Jokic, you got Giannis, you got Joel Embiid. I mean, there's so many guys that have, built their brand in the United States playing in the NBA that are originally from other countries. So if you earn it, then you get to the NBA and you play. Yes, I mean, it's all in America and a little bit in Canada, but at the same time, it is a world champion. So
yeah, exactly. Yeah. And it's a team. Yeah. So yeah, no, this guy's talking out of his ass.
yeah. And yep. Josh Giddey too, Arku. So actually, since we blew by these topics so fast, we've only been live for 45 minutes. We'll just go ahead and do our week 1 predictions previews. Cause I mean, why not? So, just add a little bit more to it. So I'll start with Randy. Eagles and Patriots.
All right.
So I dropped my video, who I think would win this game. And I picked the Eagles in a lock of the week. Like, I feel like this is the guaranteed win right here. So you're taking on the Patriots. It's in Gillette Stadium. Quick preview. How do you think the Eagles are going to do?
Well, we go into cheater territory, so it's going to be nice to be able to bite the bone off basically take the meat off the bone and leave it hanging for the rest of the league afterwards. Because we're going to go in there, and I think we're going to make some noise. I do understand they got Matthew Judon. I know they got some corners, and I know they got some safeties, but I mean, y'all haven't seen this little rhino we got on our team. And next to his big boy, Jordan Davis, those big boys are going to eat this year. I'm excited. I like you, had almost a similar type score for the game myself. It's kind of funny because, we got Matt Patricia as one of our quote unquote special defensive assistants. It's like, let's just be real. If Sean Desai doesn't work out, Matt Patricia's the head is the defensive coordinator, but he's probably there to oversee stuff. But he's definitely like Bill's like this type of guy. Bill's like this, it's good this, and then plus it's Mac Jones. Like, let's keep it real. It's just Mac fucking Jones, and that guy don't scare me. Some of the wide receivers don't scare me. They're defensive players, yeah, they probably scare me more a little bit than their offense, but I trust Jalen Hurts. I'm excited about the new weapons we have when it comes to the running game with Rashad Penny. If he makes the team, hopefully he is one of the 17 remaining on the 53. I'm excited about Gainwell. I'm excited about Swift. Another year with Swole and Skinny Batman. I'm just really excited, man. So yeah, this game is going to be a lot of fun.
I forgot my score prediction. I think I said Eagles
30.
I think I said 27-17, I think.
Mm-hmm.
I would have given you guys like 30 maybe, but Patriots with Bill Belichick, they do have a good defense. So I would have given you guys over 30, but it is Belichick's defense. So I mean, while your offense is really that good, I feel like 27 is enough. But YTC, I'll let you give this isn't really a game to really talk about for that long. I mean, leave the opponent.
Yeah.
But, Eagles Patriots. So,
well, I saw the over and under for this game was 45.5, and you guys are favored by -4 Philadelphia. My score prediction for this game was 21-13. It's going to be much lower scoring. I took the under on that game because two defenses going at it. I think it's going to draw both offenses a bit off. But I think the Eagles, since they have a better offense, they're going to be able to pull away. It's going to be a slugfest for like the first half, I think, because they're at home. They're not going to give up that easy. So, but I think Philadelphia might run away in the second half, which is why I had a 21-13. I think it'll be low scoring.
All right, YTC. I'm definitely, I'm definitely gonna watch this game. I'm definitely gonna watch this game. Hold on, I'll zoom in for you guys.
Hey, it's prime time. Who isn't gonna watch this?
Yeah, I mean, because I don't pay attention to either team, but I'm definitely, and it's an NFC game too, so I'm definitely interested. But YTC, your Giants are playing the Cowboys at home Sunday Night Football. So quick preview of that. What do you think?
We're playing Dak again. It seems like he just has a stronghold on the entire NFC, man. I think they put out this record. He's 24-4 since his rookie year. He's had a really strong hold on the defense, and 2 of those 4 losses were with us. And that's, it's been for so long, any practical team in the NFC East, has had a stronghold on Dak Prescott. It's just he manages to figure it out. That's the one concern, obviously, is Dak himself. But we almost beat him last time, twice. It's just our offensive line kept getting hurt. And also, we kept getting sacked, and that Dallas defense, kept getting to us. And I think we made adjustments to the offensive line in that, assessment right there. And, I'm not concerned with our defense getting to Dak. I think we can get to Dak. It's just how I feel the offense is going to play against that Dallas front seven. That we have, we struggled against that 1 week 3 game specifically. They were just murdering us, and DJ had no time to throw. He wasn't going to be able to get, any completions out that much with that front seven coming at him. That's the only concern I really have heading into this game. But I think, after the 2 games we played them with 1 score, I think with a coach like Brian Daboll, he's going to make adjustments. I think we're playing a more, they're playing a more healthier Giants team at home. I do think we can win this game. I had us winning 23-21 by a last second field goal. I think we'll drive down the field and get the, field goal winner to walk it off. That's how I, have this game going down.
Mm-hmm. So I said 27-23 Cowboys, and I could see the Giants winning this game. I'm not counting them out or anything like that. They definitely have what it takes to beat the Cowboys, but my biggest concern is, history doesn't lie. They haven't beaten Dak Prescott since his rookie year. So until I have to see them beat the Cowboys, like at least this week 1. They are at home, so I could see them doing it. But I'm just going to stick with my gut, and I'm just going to say until they beat Dak Prescott, I'm just going to pick the Cowboys for now. But these 2 teams should be really good, really good this year. But we'll see what happens. But for now, I have the Cowboys winning 27-23. Crazy Juice is picking the Giants. So, Randy, 2 of your division rivals. So if you had to give a prediction of who's going to win this game, who do you think?
Short and sweet. Fuck the Cowboys, and I think the Giants take it. So,
all right.
Yeah, I'll never ever say nothing about them cowgirls.
All right, so
I think we can get them eventually.
All right.
Go ahead. The doormat of our division.
We're taking on both of your little brothers in the NFC. So, yep.
The doormat,
That might not even be their name moving forward, too. Fuck.
Yep. Hopefully, their stadium doesn't fall on our team, but
oh god, yeah.
It's in Washington. Yeah, they tried to kill Jalen Hurts when the stadium fell.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, they tried to murder the whole scaffold fell. Yeah.
Thank God my man laid on his feet. Whoop.
See, it's really hard for me to predict this game when we don't even have a QB1 yet.
You don't know who's your quarterback mindset, right? Yeah.
No, so I'm just gonna assume that Clayton Tune is starting. So that's how I'm going to do it. So if Clayton Tune is playing, I think we're going to win. And I'm going to say if Clayton Tune plays, we're going to win because, the dude was moving the ball in preseason with our third string receivers. He didn't have Hollywood at all in preseason. He didn't have Rondale Moore. He didn't have Zach Ertz. He didn't have all those guys. So if he does start week 1, he has all of those starting capability receivers, and he has Paris Johnson and DJ Humphries as his tackles to give him enough protection in the pocket. The dude, his accuracy, the way it was in preseason, I'm confident he'd be able to find the guys open. Now, a concern for me on offense, though, is Washington's front 7. Yeah. Because I'm confident in Paris Johnson. I'm confident in DJ Humphries. I'm confident in our tackles. It's just it's our guards and our center because John Gaines got injured the other day, so we don't know how serious his injury is going to be. But we got Will Hernandez as one of our guards, which if you're a Giants fan, you already know how that, looks. But yeah, so same thing with our center. We don't really know who's going to be starting at center yet. If I had to guess, I'd say Lucida Smith, which it's just our O line it's just our O line. I mean, as far as everything else, I mean, James Connery, Keontae Ingram, I feel like that's an underrated 1-2 punch on our running back core. But while Washington does have a good, somewhat of a good front seven,
Their secondary is questionable.
yeah, secondary is a little bit questionable. And you look at their offense, they do have the enemy. But Sam Howell looked really good in the preseason. But at the end of the day, I mean, from what I saw from Sam Howell, the Ravens and all the other teams, they were playing their backups. So, I mean, I guess he's supposed to look good against those kind of defenses. But our secondary, and also, by the way, Terry McLaurin is uncertain to play.
Yeah.
So,
Really? So McLaurin's dealing with – oh, that's going to be a big key right there for taking away McLaurin.
I think it was,
and then you just have to stop the run.
I think it was a turf toe or something like that.
Turf toe, yeah.
So yeah, he's uncertain to play. So that helps out on our weak defense a lot. But if he does play, I mean, even if he does play, I mean, it is week 1. So anything happens in week 1. We all know that. So while yes, I did pick Washington to beat us, had it being 21-20, a very close game. If Clay June starts, I could see us winning this game. And I hope we do win this game because the next 4 games after that are absolute hell for us. So this would be a must. This would be really good for us. But while we're at it, let's go over the entire week 1 schedule and let's give our picks on it. So the season opens up with the Lions and the Chiefs. So I'll let Randy go first. So Lions Chiefs season opener. Who you got?
Yeah, I'm gonna take the Chiefs.
Yeah. So YTC?
Kansas City 31-27.
31-27. I had it being.
Well, it's 26 actually. Well, correction, 26. Yeah.
I think I said 31-23.
I took the over though. It's 54.5. I took the over.
If you want to score, I'll say 28-21.
Yeah. And guys in the comments, you guys can drop your predictions too. So
I'll drop my spread as well, just in case for the money bettors in the chat. But yeah, the overs in this game.
Yeah. So 10 a.m. games, Titans and Saints.
I think the over is 41.5. I took 42.5, and I think the Saints are favored by minus 3.5. I took the Titans plus 3.5, but I have the Saints winning by 3, 24-21.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I have the this one being a close one, but I have the Saints squeaking it out. I have it 23-21.
Yep, I had it being 27-21 New Orleans. I would have picked the Titans, but I mean, they just don't have a quarterback.
Yeah, I mean, as much as I don't believe in Derek Carr. He's better than Ryan Tannehill. So
yeah, so I mean, I would have picked Tennessee. I mean, they have the offense, at least I think, except for maybe the O-line. But I just can't trust Ryan Tannehill or Will Levis or Malik Willis. Well, yes, he's had somewhat of a good preseason. I just I don't know. We'll see. But on to the next one. Tampa Bay Buccaneers and Minnesota Vikings, and Baker Mayfield is starting, by the way.
Oh, I got the Vikings 33-17.
33-17. Randy?
Yeah, I have the Vikings winning this one 32-14.
32-14. I actually, what was it? I think I said 21-15. I had it being kind of low scoring. I could see the Vikings, blowing. Yeah, we'll see. Cardinals Commanders. We already get. Or wait, I gave my prediction. You guys didn't.
Yeah, I didn't get. Well, I have the Commanders in a low scoring 20. I took the under on this one, which is it was 40. I think 39. I took the over on that at exactly 40 points. I put 23-17 Commanders, 6-point game.
Yeah, same. Same.
Yep. Commanders. Yep. All right. So this one. I'm actually interested.
49. Yeah, I'm doing this game definitely. 49ers and Steelers. Yeah, I'm interested.
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to see how this game turns out. But Niners, I picked the Steelers in an upset, and the reason why is because it's week 1. Mike Tomlin doesn't really lose in week 1, or from what we've seen. And the defense is key because the Niners don't really have a quarterback. So that's why I'm picking the Steelers, and I had them winning 20-17.
Oh, ironically, we have the same score prediction. I got the Steelers at 20-17 as well. I took the Steelers, obviously, in this one as an upset as well, since we consider it. Only because, Kenny Pickett's the more experienced quarterback. Brock Purdy's coming off a rehab arm injury, and, we don't know how he's going to look. And they're traveling on the road to Pittsburgh, and it's against Mike Tomlin. They're at home. I would have given this to the 49ers if it was in San Francisco, but I think because they have to travel early, and the time differential, I'll give it to Pittsburgh by -3.
Randy?
Yeah, I got the Steelers walking off 23-20 on the 49ers.
On field goal? Yep.
Yes, sir.
Crazy Juice says trap game, but I'm going with my Niners. Okay. Yeah, it is a trap game, and it is week 1. So, so I made my prediction on this game based off if Joe Burrow does play. So if Joe Burrow does play, I got the Bengals winning 31-20. But
oh, really?
That
was my upset of the week. That was my upset. That was one of my upsets. Yeah, I think the Browns are going to beat the Bengals. Joe Burrow's not going to be the same as he was, and I think the Browns defense might be able to get to that O-line. And I have a feeling since they're at home, I think the Browns are going to, showcase and shock the league that they're a new team with Amari Cooper and Watson proving that, he's back to what he once was. I think this will be a statement game for the Browns and for Deshaun Watson to tell the people that he's back, to what he was before the allegations.
Randy?
Yeah, same with YTC. I agree. I'm picking Browns over Bengals, but my score is going to be the Browns 28. The Bengals are going to be 24.
Yeah, I could see that happening. All right, so let's see. Panthers and Falcons. I picked Atlanta to win by a field goal.
Give me Atlanta too. Yeah, me too. 19-16, low scoring. Yeah, 19-16. I don't trust both offenses, but only because Atlanta can run the ball and they have a defense. I think Bryce Young's going to struggle early on because obviously he's a rookie. I do think the run game will be able to carry the Falcons and help Desmond Ridder make his progressions more easier, or whoever the quarterback week 1 is. I think they'll be able to navigate a run in that. It should be a very low-scoring game, plus they're at home, so I'll take the home team on this one when it comes to these predicaments.
Yeah. Randy?
Yeah, same. Colt McCoy got released.
Yeah, I saw that. What's up, Robert? Yeah, I saw that.
Damn.
What's up, Rob?
Yep. All right. You got the Texans and the Ravens. Oh, my God. This will be a massacre. I said Baltimore 33-17. So that was my score prediction. YTC, I didn't see yours.
For the pickup video, I actually got the Ravens squeaking out a close one. I think the Texans are going to give the Ravens a run for their money because, it's week 1. Teams, take other teams lightly, then they end up playing harder than they should. And it's more competitive than it should be. I think the betting odd makers are low at 9.5. I do think it's very disrespectful to the Texans. I think they're going to prove with the defense, that they can hang with Baltimore. And plus, Baltimore does tend to struggle against teams that they're supposed to blow out, and then they have to squeak out wins. They did it against the Jaguars last year, and they had to break a record to beat Detroit. So it's been happened before with the Ravens. They'll play much closer than they should. So I got this game, even though the Ravens winning 23-20. I don't think it's going to be a blowout though.
All right, Randy?
Yeah, I got the Ravens winning this one 28-17 over the Texans.
Yep. All right. Jaguars Colts. I said 27-17 Jacksonville. So that was my prediction.
I like that. Same.
Yeah.
Jaguars 23-14. That's it's the Colts. They're doing I think they're doing a disservice to Richardson starting them early. Throwing them to the wolves up against that Jaguars defense, and I think they're going to make a statement. Trevor Lawrence is going to light up that defense. And obviously the connection between him and Christian Kirk and Calvin Ridley has been outstanding in preseason so far. So I think Lawrence is going to have a statement game in this game.
Yep.
Yeah, I just can't. I feel like they're starting Richardson too early. I just can't I don't know. We'll see what happens. Packers, Bears, the old rivalry.
Yep. Oh, this one's a toss-up right here. This was hard for me to do this week.
Where's
that
Michael?
Game was hard. Oh, wow. But, yeah, that game was a toss-up for me right there.
Yeah.
I got Chicago. I got Chicago, though, 28-23. It's going to be high-scoring because, obviously, both defenses are, going to take a while to gel over time. Chicago did get a good defense, but they still got to prove more, over time for them to gel. I do think this game will be high-scoring, and because they don't, the Packers, they don't have film on Jordan Love since he hasn't played much. I think Jordan Love's going to, have the element of surprise to put up more points, but I think I got Chicago edging it out at the, end.
Randy?
Yeah, Yeah, the unknown is Jordan Love for me. So, but like
Yeah.
YTC said about the Bears and like the defense, like it's going to take a bit to for everybody to gel and understand where one's going to be. But I find this one being a bit closer. I say the Packers win 23-21 over the Bears.
Okay. I say,
Upset. All right.
not really an upset. I mean, both teams are trash.
Yeah. Well, according to the betting makers, yeah, I think Chicago's favored by -3 and they're at home. So yeah,
Not surprising.
that's why.
But I said Bears 26-20, and that's because we don't know what Jordan Love can do. But we'll see what he does this season. Eagles Patriots already gave our thoughts on that. Lamb chop lovers and sea chickens. I said Seahawks win 27-23. So that's what I said in my video. YT.
Well, I got Seattle as well. I got them winning 27-17. I got Seattle winning. They're at home. It's hard to win week 1 versus Seattle when they're fully healthy going into Seattle. And plus the Rams, they're obviously coming off, Stafford's coming off a torn ACL. Cooper Kupp's coming off a torn ACL. They're not going to click right away. So I got Seattle on this one at home.
Yeah.
Randy?
And there are reports being out already that apparently Matthew Stafford had somebody write down in a book all the new teammates' names because he's having a hard time clicking with the quote unquote younger generation. So, like YTC says, I think there's going to be some growing pains with the vets versus the younger guys for the Rams. So I have the Sea Chickens taking this one. Is Jackson Smith-Njigba playing, or is he still out until like week 3 because of the surgery he had on his wrist?
I think he's playing.
Oh, okay.
I still think he's playing, but even if he didn't play, there's lock it in.
No, I was just wondering. That's all. I even if they don't,
I figured.
I
mean, either way, they could have held the fort down, but yeah, I get it.
Yeah, but my score 24-10.
Yeah. And this next game was hard for me to predict. I picked the Chargers, though. It's the Dolphins and Chargers. I said Chargers win by 6. I said 30-50. So, yeah, this was probably the hardest game for me to predict, either that or Cowboys Giants. But I said Chargers win 30-24. So, YTC.
Oh, this is my second upset. This is my second upset. I had 3 upsets total, but yeah, this is my second one. I got the Dolphins over the Chargers here. I think that Miami defense is going to gel, against that Chargers offense. And, I think when it comes to coaching, I think Mike McDaniels is going to outcoach Brandon Staley. I think, Tua's more better than – in my opinion, I think Tua's better than Herbert, obviously. But, because he can, obviously that's the question, obviously, with that could be a struggle, too, because the Chargers defense is healthy. That was one of the keys why they struggled later in that second half. So I think, with them being healthy does play the factor because the Miami O-line is, not that good. So that's going to play the factor. But I don't know how they're going to do after coming off injury. So one's going to have to offset the other. But I think on the road, Miami's going to win this just because they have more firepower on the offense and their defense might be able to, contain Justin Herbert.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so I picked the Chargers. Raiders Broncos. Now, for now, I picked Broncos. I said 24-20, but
I wouldn't be shocked if they beat the Broncos. It's the Broncos.
I wouldn't be shocked.
It's a rivalry game. Yeah. Week 1, it's full of upsets. This might be one of them. I wouldn't be shocked if I'm wrong on this one. But yeah, give me the Broncos, though. They're at home. I got them a close game, 24-23, close. And I'll go take the Broncos to edge it out on a game-winning drive touchdown or something like that. In Broncos fashion. And I think, their defense is more complete than the Raiders. So I'll just go with them.
All right, Randy.
Yeah, this is interesting. But for me, I'm going to go Broncos. New coach. He's going to have a new tougher system in place. None of this Russell Wilson gets all his massage, own parking, office, blah, blah, blah. So there's going to be a new sheriff in town, and I think we're going to be kind of blown away by the Broncos a little bit this year. Do they have enough talent? That's the question. But for this one, I got the Broncos. I say 24-17.
Speaking of JSN, I literally just came across Ian Rappaport, and it says JSN, who underwent surgery to repair a small broken bone in his wrist, is expected to begin the season on the active roster, but there's no word yet on his availability for week 1.
Okay.
It might just fuck him in. That's all.
Even if he doesn't play, I still feel like they'll win. But
yeah, they'll still win. Or he'll put him in week 2 and they'll use him in plug-in plays. Yeah.
In my opinion, game of the week, Cowboys Giants. We kind of already said it, but I don't know if we said our score.
Yeah, it said the Giants 23-21. I have us on a game-winning field goal.
Randy, did you have a score prediction?
Yeah, I say the Giants win 28 to nobody cares about the Cowboys.
Wow.
I said 27-23 Cowboys, but this game could go either way. So I'll just leave it at that. And then
the second game of the week in my eyes.
A team I never thought I'd see Aaron Rodgers go to. The New York Jets are playing the Buffalo Bills at home.
Never would I imagine a Monday Night Football game with the Jets and Bills be entertaining.
With Rodgers at quarterback. Never
Rodgers versus Allen, yeah. But give me the Buffalo Bills on this one, 27-26. They'll edge it out, I got Buffalo.
Randy?
Shit. This one's a tough one for me. Yeah, I'm gonna go Jets. I would say the Jets pull it out 26-21.
All right. Yeah, so I said Bills.
27.
I said that the Bills would win. I think what was the score? I said 27-23, I think. But I could see the Jets winning. I just don't know if they're, that team. I mean,
ready yet?
Brand new quarterback. I mean, you have to learn a whole new system. So
goal line shaky. Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, Rodgers for some part, I mean, he looked bad and he also kind of looked good in his preseason game against the Giants. But we'll see how he does against the Bills. I'm not really confident.
I mean, the Bills have a defense. Keep in mind because their O-line was struggling in that game. So against that front seven in Buffalo, it's going to be definitely a test for Rodgers to overcome.
I'm not really confident in the Bills, though. I mean, you got to worry about Von Miller coming off that ACL tear, this and that. But, I mean, should be an interesting week one. I'm definitely looking forward to seeing the games. I just hope we at least get, a win before our quarterback comes back because, I mean, I just at least want
They confirmed Kyler Murray out for the first 4 weeks, yeah.
Yeah, they confirmed him out for the first 4 weeks. Some news for the Eagles. I don't know, Randy, if you've been checking Twitter.
I saw that,
Yeah, they signed Isaiah Rodgers, so the guy who was suspended from the Colts.
For the year.
I don't know if you guys – isn't he suspended for the whole year? So, I mean, why'd you sign him?
Because he led all rookies last year in return yards for he averaged 27 yards per game. So I think maybe that's why, because a return game sucks. So that might be a clear telltale to any player that's doing kick returns on the Eagles this year that this is your final year, buddy, because we got a guy we're gonna plug and play this year. So.
Also, Danny, now they're going one. No, at worst they'll go 1-3. They'll beat the Commanders. I wish. I wish.
1-4 against the Giants, I guess. I don't know.
No.
Yeah.
Or maybe it's 2-2, but probably the 49ers if they start Sam Darnold. I don't
know. So I kind of want to. So we got through these topics like hella fast, but let's see. So we got through everything. Some things I want to talk about on the show. First off, comment section. I'm gonna keep saying this. You guys are welcome to ask us questions because we'll answer them.
Exactly. We'll take any questions.
Yeah, we try to engage with the chat a lot. Just talk sports, mainly football, basketball, and baseball. I know YTC's into wrestling. Randy, I don't know if you are. I think you are, but
a little bit. Yeah, a little bit. Yep.
So I saw there was a famous wrestler that passed away recently. So RIP.
Yeah, 2 of them actually. Yeah, no, glorified Terry Funk from the AWA days in ECW. One of the innovators over there. Yeah, he passed away. A longtime wrestler, and obviously Bray Wyatt. Also known as Wyndham Rotunda, passed away too early at the age of 36. Yeah. So, and cause of death was I think revealed as a heart illness because of COVID increasing it. Yeah, unfortunately that was unfortunate to hear.
Yeah, but
oh, hang on, Darren has a question for me. I have a question for YTC. Do you think our line can stop Dallas's pass rush? I don't think we're going to be able to stop them entirely. We might be able to contain them only because we have Andrew Thomas blocking the blind side. I think at the bare minimum, if he blocks the blind side, we'll have Jones be able to scramble out the pocket to run or find a man downfield. we're not going to be completely under pressure. It's just Jones has to get the ball out with the wide receivers getting open quicker. If Evan Neal, can't contain the right side, that's the one key factor in the O-line in that game. I think Andrew Thomas can hold his own against Micah Parsons. I don't know about, the right side with DeMarcus Lawrence going up with Evan Neal. That's the only concern I have.
Yeah. Yeah. 0-4 without Garland. Ugh. I just want at least one. I already know we're gonna get a top 5 pick, if not 2 top 5 picks. We do have the Texans pick.
Right.
Which I mean, I'm okay. And it's not that I don't want Caleb Williams. It's just that we paid Tyler. So I mean, at the end of the day, it's like, what team is gonna take his contract? It's like, that's a big.
Commanders? I don't know.
Commanders, oh my god! I would love that too because you Giant fans love beefing with.
Oh yeah, because then we love one's gonna one set the other, and we're gonna have to play each other twice a year. I might have to crack at them.
Same draft class. Playing against each other twice a year, in the same draft class. That would be funny.
That'd be funny.
If they do take his contract, I mean, hey, I'm okay with getting Caleb Williams, and I mean, if somehow we can get Caleb Williams and Marvin Harrison, that's a really good start to Marvin Harrison Jr. That's a good start to building this team. Our GM's done a pretty good job as far as getting. What's up, Coach Ed? How you doing?
What's up, Coach? Well, Darren. I hear all these Dallas fans hyping up Massey. If I'm being honest, JMS is locking up. I mean, it's 2 rookies going at it, so it can go either way. So you never know how it's going to go down. But I think he'll hold his own against them. It's 2 rookies going at it.
Yeah. Man, this NFL season will be interesting though. I mean,
I'm so excited, man. Like every day I wake up, it's like I want it to be today, or fuck.
Yeah, I just want it to be Thursday night. Like as soon as I go to bed, wake up 2 days later, it's Thursday night football this coming Thursday. That's how I feel.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just want my eyes to open up and hear it's kickoff and the season has been. Oh fuck, here we go. Let's go. Pads smashing, beer drinking.
Yeah. No, you know what all men want to hear? I forgot who it was who hosted NFL Red Zone for 77 hours of commercial-free football in the Red Zone.
Jeez.
That's what they wanted.
Was it September 10th?
I think Scott Hansen?
Yeah.
Oh, Scott Hansen. There you go.
So we got September 10th. So we got
Eagles.
13 days, I think. 13 days until the opener. Next shift is a Philadelphia Eagles fan.
Yeah, Philly. Oh, you got it tatted too? Okay.
Wow.
I bleed eagle, bro. I'm sorry.
Well, I guess I'm gonna have to get my calf tattoo. Yeah, I'm gonna have to get a calf tattoo with the Giants logo or something. I might do it. And then get all the Super Bowl titles, and Roman numerals on the side of it. Yeah. Put the Roman numerals of the Super Bowls.
That'd be dope.
Yeah.
Oh, I'll get the Suns title when they get it.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, exactly. Just don't do it prematurely though. Don't do it now and then with that guy.
There was that one Celtics fan before they lost to the Warriors that got that shit. I was like, well, what the fuck are you doing? Like,
but then again, there's the Troy fans who did the Super Bowl logo this year coming up. The Troy fans.
And
matching chest tattoos. I might take you on that offer. I might take you on it.
I mean, that is your team, so I mean, what loss is that? But
yeah.
Shoot, what was I about to say? I've been kind of having like a hard time finding other co-hosts. So I don't know if you guys have like any ideas of who to bring on here, like as another co-host, because with the 3 of us, we get through these topics like crazy fast.
Right.
Like crazy fast. And I try to be
probably one more guy, on the panel would, help get things more quicker, more longer.
So, prolong it a lot longer, right? Yeah.
So
probably one more guy should, fix that.
Yeah, so I try to be on here. I try to be on here for at least an hour to an hour and a half at least.
Yeah.
To, keep it going. Let the chat, hop in eventually and just, do their thing. But see, there's people in the Hardcore Sports Network, because I try to get people from different fan bases as well. Because I mean,
Darren, look, Darren's pitching in his resume. Oh, you may want to get him on.
We'll see.
We'll see. Yeah.
Yeah, because we got a Giants, Cardinals, and Eagles fan in here. So I guess, I mean, 2 of them wouldn't be that bad. But I try to get teams from other fan bases just to have their own.
No, but keep in mind, if we get 4 people on, and keep in mind we're also going to have a co-host. That's 5 people to keep the conversation going, and I think it'd be beneficial right there.
And we're also going to have guests occasionally on here as well. So
because it gives different perspectives, right? You get it from somebody that from a different team that sees it from a different angle. So yeah, it's cool.
Yeah, and also they keep attention to their divisions too when it comes to basketball, their own conferences and shit. So that I'm trying to get there. I mean, each episode I keep thinking I'm going to try to get one. So hopefully I get one pretty soon. I probably won't bring guests on here until the
season
NFL. Until the NFL season starts. So probably around episode 5 or 6, I'll probably start bringing guests on here.
I think that's when we start playing other teams, so you can get other fan bases on here.
Yeah, and also Darren just made a YouTube channel, and that's the name of it right there. So everyone go sub up to him. He's gonna do. I think he said he was uploading a video in about a couple hours. I think.
Yeah, I already subbed it up. I just subbed it up. Yeah.
Yeah, coach.
Hold on, coach.
Coach.
What does that eye emoji mean?
Okay.
Once he heard it.
Hey, coach knows a lot about the game.
If you want to get, coach knows about the game. Yeah.
That'd be great. He knows a ton about the game. So I definitely wouldn't mind having coach on here. So, but there's a lot of options too, especially in the Hardcore Sports Network. So there's definitely, I think we have we have a big group chat, like at least 40 people?
Yeah, almost 50. Yeah, it's like 47, 48.
Yeah, and by every other day, Mitch adds another person to it. So
yeah, you find somebody new. Yep.
Yeah, so we keep growing, but this was only the 3rd episode, so we're kind of starting off small, which I mean is what. Yeah, but
wow.
Yeah, see how it goes. I mean,
Well, that's the thing, though. Right? As soon as the season starts, that we'll have so much more to talk about because there'll be games to talk about. There'll be
games, and plus the leagues are going to be coming together. The NBA is going to come together during the middle of the season, during the NFL season. I mean, playoff baseball, obviously, NHL coming back a lot. Yeah, but by the month, into this podcast, we'll have more to talk about and probably have more longer shows.
I was hoping James Harden got traded. We could talk about that.
Oh.
Yeah.
No, he opts out of the NBA and stays in Japan and signs with the Chinese league.
Especially if it were to a team that I can't stand, like the Clippers, I would have. Oh my god!
Oh, yeah.
Lost.
You would have heard it from me until the end. That would have been amazing. But Darren says enjoys the live streams. Nice.
Glad to hear that. Glad to hear that.
Yeah, but yeah, on here we also talk about basketball. I know Darren; he's mainly a LeBron fan, so I know he watches basketball a lot. Fortunately, he's a Dodgers fan, I think. But hey,
yeah.
Let's see. Any other comments? Oh, Crazy Juice, hold on, it's about to pop up. Thoughts on the Derek Barnett news?
Forgot about that. Yeah, you want to give your thoughts, Randy?
Yeah, you kind of see the writing on the wall in the sense when the Eagles started, drafting and signing other players, and to a fault none on his own, he got hurt, right? And due overtime, players outplayed his position. And now, like I said, now that we drafted Nolan Smith, we have a big logjam when it comes to his position. It was him that wanted to trade out. Drew Rosenhaus, his agent, reported to the Eagles that he would like to seek a trade. The Eagles said, of course, by all means, go out and look. So now the interesting factor for me as a fan, because I'm not a big fan of Derek Barnett, I'll be real with you. I don't like him. The only person in our group chat that probably likes Derek Barnett is Further AM. He's somebody else's part of Hardcore Sports. He'll die on a stand fighting for this man because of the strip sack he had against Tom Brady during the Super Bowl, and then it was Graham that picked up the ball and secured it, but. Yeah, for that little simple play, I said he's done more harm than he's done good for us since then with all the penalties he takes for unsportsmanlike. But he says that doesn't matter. I love his heart. I'm like, yeah, okay, well, I don't. He needs to know when to turn it up and need to know when to turn it off. I know there's a fine line, but yeah. So for me, I'm just interested what are we getting back in return. That's the problem.
So let's see. So hold up, I gotta check this draft. Hold up.
The 2017 draft.
Yeah, hold up. I gotta check.
Yeah, that's the
something.
draft he came out of. Yeah.
Hold up. Where is it?
Yeah, that's the infamous draft I wanted.
Let's see. You took so you took him over. Jeez.
Yeah, no, you're gonna say it. Say it.
Hold up.
No, I wanted him. Hey, listen, we took Evan Ingram that single draft as well. I wanted Dalvin Cook or Ryan Ramczyk in that draft. I couldn't stand Rashad Jennings at the time, but we got Evan Ingram. I thought we could have won with Will Ty.
Bitch ain't loading. Come on. See, I there's a lot of mistakes my team's made in the past too. So
Yeah, we took him over Jonathan Allen, Marlon Humphrey, Adoree Jackson, OJ Howard, Garrett Bowles, Jared David, Charles Harris, Evan Ingram, Jabril Peppers, Prisky McKinley, Tre'Davious White, Taco Charlton, David Njoku.
Crazy.
Oh wow, look at
Peppers
that!
and Adoree.
TJ Watt. TJ Watt.
Crazy.
Yeah.
Crazy. Peppers and Adoree both came to the Giants, and then Adoree's the starter.
And then even Buddha fell to the second, so it's like even we could have took Buddha at some point.
that's why I love that draft. Well,
And then you know who we took? We fucking took Sidney Jones, cornerback. He's not even on the team anymore.
So I mean, we took Hassan Reddick. I mean,
Yeah, thank you, by the way.
could have been good with us, but fucking Steve Kahn didn't want to pick up his franchise tag.
That's so stupid, eh? And then look what he did with us.
God, he's
16
not our,
and a half on the season plus 3 during the playoff / Super Bowl run.
had-
Ending up with 19 and a half sacks on the season. That's fucking crazy.
in Arizona, he had like 11 sacks in the last 6 games or some shit. It's like, how do you not pick this guy up?
Yeah, and he was like playing out of his mind. You're right. And then all of a sudden, everybody's like, "Oh, but I don't think he'll be able to do it on that defense in Carolina." Goes there and he still puts up 10 and a half, I think, was sacks. And then all of a sudden, oh, but there's no way he could do it 3 times. All right, like comes to Eagles, 19 and a half sacks when the season's done. It's like, what is this guy?
I'm surprised he wasn't Defensive Player of the Year candidate. It was like he wasn't even close to it. But
Wasn't even maybe if a better.
Do you have any sneaky Super Bowl contenders in mind?
A lot would come from the NFC, in my opinion, because anyone can come out that division.
NFC.
Maybe NFC.
Well,
AFC though.
If just overall, if not just NFC, I would say the Steelers maybe, just because like you guys were saying, like Tomlin's never had a losing season, so like maybe this year, maybe like the Purdy effect happens with Kenny Pickett and he takes the league.
Yeah, it
over
depends on Pickett really on that whole team. That team is talented.
Like just a dog season. They got the defense. They got a healthy Alex Highsmith and TJ Watt coming off both ends. Like damn.
Sneaky team out the AFC.
I'm trying because NFC anyone can like win it.
Hell, I wouldn't rule out the Jaguars having a secret run like they did with Blake Bortles.
Jaguars, yeah.
Maybe. If their defense takes another step and Trevor Lawrence is, the next coming of Peyton Manning from what I hear with the comparisons, he might be the one to take them over there.
I feel like they're counting the Ravens out a little bit, so maybe throw them in there.
Yeah, but Jaguars I wouldn't rule out on the AFC.
Yeah,
if they make the Super Bowl.
The thing with the AFC is like the AFC is stacked. Like
yeah, it runs through the Chiefs, the big three over there. It runs through them. Yeah, the Bills, the Chiefs, and obviously the Bengals. Yeah, those are the big 3.
Yes, Darren.
From what I've seen over there,
we do know what Michael would say.
I already know what Michael would say.
He good too. The Jags even.
Wins
yeah, we mentioned. I mentioned with Trevor Lawrence. Yeah, he might be able to take him.
Listen, I'm sorry. Wins are a quarterback stat. I'm sorry. You can disagree.
Yeah. Unfortunately, the NFL. I have my opinions on it, but unfortunately, the NFL, they count it obviously. Yeah, when it comes to Hall of Fame criteria.
And why do you think people like shit on Derek Carr because he didn't win with the Raiders? He put up stats. Yeah. He didn't win though.
Exactly.
Same thing with Matt Ryan. He put up stats. I think before he got like cut or benched or whatever, he was like on pace to be top 5 in all-time passing yards, but he didn't win. So I mean, if your quarterback's not winning, then he shouldn't be on your team. At least that's how I see it. I mean, Kyler put up stats in his first 3 years, but obviously it only amounted to 1 playoff appearance and no playoff wins. So at the end of the day, it might lead us taking Caleb. It might not. I don't know. We'll see. But I don't know if you guys watch college football, but
I'll have to check in 2 years.
I've been seeing Caleb Williams like USC schedule. It's not really that hard. Like they play a few easy teams, so I feel like that's why he looks good. But my ASU team is moving to the Big Ten pretty soon, so
well, I'm gonna have to scout who comes out 2026 if the worst case scenario were to happen with Jones, since we have that year 2 opt out. So I gotta check out who's coming out the next 2 years from now. If he doesn't progress like the way we want him to, and we just opt out, and we're picking top 10, yeah, that's a possibility right there.
think for Arch Manning, it doesn't work out.
Arch Manning. That's assuming he commits by then.
2 Mannings in your franchise. Imagine.
I'm hoping we get Charlie Manning. Eli's son. I'm hoping Daniel's the next guy for the next 10 to 15 years, and then once he retires, we got good old Charlie Manning, Eli's son, and he's like him.
There you go.
That's the plan right there. Continue the Manning bloodline right there on the New York.
Let's see. Darren said you need to have faith in Jones. He's the franchise guy at YTC.
Oh yeah, I think he can be. Well, that's just I'm just saying the worst case scenario, since that year 2 opt out is a lingering back in my mind.
I think YTC is the biggest Jones supporter I've ever seen. So for the most part,
Same.
even when they drafted him, even then YTC, said he was the guy. So
no, I didn't say he was the guy when he was drafted. I said he was the guy after he won that Tampa Bay game. I saw what we can do.
His debut game.
Yeah.
What was it? 4 touchdowns in the second half.
4 touchdowns, 28 to 10 comeback, 18-point comeback.
Damn.
Yeah, crazy stuff. But got through the topics. I don't know if you guys have anything else to add.
Well, only a week 1. Hope one more week close to week 1. I can't wait.
Yeah. By the way, I need to make a new outro. I need to make a new outro because
yeah,
I lost mine
I need to make one.
Yeah, because I lost mine when.
No, I got to make an outro. You know why? Only because the pick'em videos. Because at the end, you could just tell people to subscribe and recommend other suggested videos. I want to make that outro. That I got to do for when I'm done.
Yeah,
that's a good.
I got to do one.
Especially for the next episode, I'm definitely gonna try to kind of up this a little bit more. Yeah, no. But anyone else in the comments got anything else to say? I'll give it a couple more minutes.
Yeah, before we wrap up, close up shop.
But next episode, hopefully some news. Hopefully some news happens because we haven't really seen a lot lately.
Yeah, we're likely gonna get the guy.
Our teams are gonna have their cuts tomorrow, so our next episode will be able to be like, wow, so and so team cut this guy. I did not see that.
And also waiver wires. And also, what about waiver? And also keep in mind waiver wire because expect all our teams to be in the market for guys, sign off to other teams that don't make the team, and they pick them up. Those are going to be another topics we talk about. And also, more, guys getting the starting quarterback. Yeah, or the starting quarterbacks. Like the starting quarterbacks, being listed into that week. Because they have some other teams don't have enlisted or the week 1 starter. They wait till like the week of the week 1 to list their starters. So we'll be waiting for that.
MVP. Okay then.
Hopefully.
15 touchdowns.
Hey, listen.
But more like.
Hey, listen. If he doubles it, I'll win money. Actually, I put money on Danny to throw for 30 just in case as a Hail Mary.
He gets 30, like total or passing?
Passing. If he gets 30 passing, you know what? How much I'd win?
What?
1,600.
Damn.
Because the odds were very high on that one, so I put a low risk high reward like a Hail Mary bet right there.
Easy money.
Interesting.
If he does get it, man.
Whew. Yeah, I got Lawrence, I got Burrow, I got Allen, and you have Mahomes, the obvious guys. Yeah, and the odds that they put him, just in case.
So
interesting. Good luck. That'd be some nice change.
Yeah, and I also got Kayvon on one bet too for double-digit sacks along with Hassan Reddick and Michael Parsons to win like a good 800 or 1,000, I think. Yeah, they disrespected Kayvon on the FanDuel thing.
Giants. Like, just put this all on the Giants. Whatever bets there are, Giants. Put it on it.
Yeah, I don't mind throwing Hail Marys just to win some money, like $10 or to Hail Mary it.
Right.
Along with the cuts too, there might also be some trades that we could talk about.
Yes.
Oh yeah, don't keep in mind there might be trades throughout the before week 1. because a lot of
Plus, we
stuff
got
goes
FIBA.
down beforehand at the last minute.
Plus, we have FIBA on right now too, and FIBA's going on, and Canada's whooping that ass right now. We just told Lebanon, it's
Lebanon,
just
no,
stuck for you this year, guys. We patted them on the back and kicked their ass out. We whooped them
So-
128-73.
I see because Watanabe's on my team, and the Suns keep posting his clips of Japan whooping other teams' asses right now. So
Right.
and
Mhm.
Watanabe doing what he does, shooting the 3-pointer. So as far as USA, I'm pretty sure they've been winning a lot too lately.
Yep.
Yeah. So I see a lot of Austin Reeves stat lines and shit. So
Yeah, I'm seeing Anthony Edwards. I'm seeing a lot of his stuff, like him
Yeah.
saying him. Like a fan yelled at him during a game. Yeah, I think it was yesterday. They were like, "Woohoo!" And he was like ready to take his free throw, and he took it and he made it. And then he turned to the fan. He's like, "Yeah!" And then you just hear everybody start laughing, and it's like, hey, "You can't shake this man. He was in a movie with Adam Sandler, for Christ's sake. You know how many times he was made fun of? He's cold as ice right now."
yep. All right, hop out, boy. Yep. Just it's about all I got really. Hopefully,
Me too.
hopefully we could get some more NBA stuff next
Yes.
episode because
Yeah, heading into the next year.
and obviously baseball playoffs right around the corner. If my team makes it, definitely gonna talk about that. And hopefully Corbin Carroll gets that Rookie of the Year. But anything else you guys want to say?
Not much.
Rookie of the year.
But yeah, week 1, go Giants.
Corbin.
All right, everyone. Episode 3 wrapped up. See you guys next Monday. And with that being said, we are gone.